Get out my business. Nani? Okay.
Derek Chauvin case, and day 2, and there's been a lot of updates going on, but I just want to kind of give my perspective on just what I've seen in the last 2 days. I've been watching it thoroughly, and I think tomorrow I'll be live streaming the whole day to see the police, because that's really what I wanted to see, the police. Today would have been a great day to watch. They had the children talking, but I really want to see the police testimony, because it's very rare that you see a situation where police are willing to talk down on law enforcement. So I'm very interested to see that dynamic. So Eric, how far are you into this story?
I am not paying attention to it at all.
Are you just trying, is it just too much, or are you just trying to avoid it and just want it to run its course?
I'm extremely pessimistic. I've seen this I've seen this song and dance one too many times, and I've had enough. I have zero confidence in the criminal justice system to do anything correct, and so I've just completely tuned it out. His family, while he's not here, they got some kind of remedy. It's not what they deserve, but it's something. And so I think they got 27, 29 million reasons to flip the middle finger to the Minnesota Police Department and go off and go do something. Pay for yourself or go on a vacation while they sort this crap out. Don't sit there and subject yourself to this foolishness. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I got so many feelings about it. I don't like this Derek Chauvin dude. I don't necessarily. I mean, George Floyd didn't deserve to die. But I'm really, really angry, believe it or not, at the people who stood there with a cell phone camera for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
You might feel a little different after today's testimony, because we get an idea of those people in the crowd. So before you speak on their action, I want to give you the opportunity to hear their aspect of it. So I tweeted out earlier today after listening to one of the testimonies, because this is the angle for the defense. The defense is to try and imply that the crowd, the growing crowd, was a distraction and the reason why they couldn't attend to George Floyd. And for everyone that doesn't know, the real time that it took for George Floyd to be murdered is 9 minutes and 29 seconds prior to the 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And it's really disheartening to hear that your defense is, I was too distracted as a law enforcement official to render aid to someone I was actively taking a knee on. It's a poor excuse, and it's even poorer excuse when you realize 4 of the active people recording, of the 4 people that recorded something, none of them were over the age of 18 at the time. The youngest person there was 9 years old. The angry mob that they are trying to portray was actually a bunch of children. And if a bunch of police officers were too distracted by children asking him to get off of someone's knee, it begs the question, why was that person allowed to become an officer? But I think the real hero of the day, and we're going to watch a clip by him, the real hero is the testimony from, I believe his name is Donald Williams. Let's go to the screen real quick. And Donald Williams did something that I really like to see with a cross-examination. He is a witness for the prosecution, and he's being asked questions by the defendant's lawyer. And the line of question is to try and determine or set up a stigma about black people. And he's been coached up so well to avoid falling into those traps, because the easiest way to make that case that the people around the police were violent is to prove that someone on the stand is being aggressive. So questions about him being a wrestler and an MMA fighter were brought up, even though that has nothing to do with him being on the scene of that case, because at the time, none of them knew he was an MMA fighter. None of them knew he had tenacity to do that. This neighborhood is a peaceful neighborhood. They tried to paint it as a situation that this is a high crime area. And this lawyer this defense lawyer is doing a really shitty job, in my honest opinion, of portraying a situation where a community of people were out to get the police. Anyone knows anything about cities knows that police, the best type of police in the community, are ones that we don't see. We don't need them. But we're going to hear the testimony. It's about 2 minutes long. And just listen to how he antagonized him, but also how Donald doesn't fold.
You said, like, I really wanted to beat the shit out of the police officers. You said that.
Yeah, I did. That's what I felt.
You were angry.
No, you can't paint me out as angry. I was in a position where I had to be controlled, of controlled professionalism. I wasn't angry because I stayed on the curb.
Object is non-responsive.
Overruled. Next question.
Thank you. You started calling them names. Yes?
Yeah, you heard that. Yeah, you heard the
Right?
video.
You call him a tough guy, right?
You watched the video.
You call him a real man, right?
You watched the video.
You do have to answer the question yes or no based on what he's asking.
I'm going to ask you that again, so your answers should be yes or no, okay?
Yes,
You called him a tough guy.
I did.
You called him a real man.
I did.
You called him such a man.
I did.
You called him bogus.
I did.
You called him a bum at least 13 times.
That's what you counted in the video?
That's what I counted.
And that's what you got, 13.
And that was early on, right? Those terms grew more and more angry. Would you agree with that?
They grew more and more pleading for life.
All right. After you called him a bum 13 times, you called him a fucking bum.
That's what you heard?
Did you say that?
Is that what you heard?
I'm asking you, sir.
I'm pretty
Did
sure
you
I
say
did.
that?
You heard that. I'm pretty sure you did.
You call him a fucking pussy-ass bitch.
If that's what you heard, I'm sure that's
I'm
what I did.
asking you, did you say that?
If that's what the video recalled, that's what I did.
You called him a bitch.
If that's the video you heard from the video,
It's
that's
a
what I
yes or
did.
no, sir.
If that's what
He's
was heard
making
in the
this
video,
dude look
yes, I
so
did.
bad right now.
It's the thing that you can really appreciate about this exchange is he's not falling for it. He's not going. He's not going to be a statistic. He's not going to fall into the tropes. And shame on the defense for trying this. Like there's enough.
But hold on. No. This is the real issue, bro. He expected that this guy, if he kept repeating the same things over and over, the dude would get exasperated. The fact that the guy is being snarky with him and he feels like he's in a position of control because he's the attorney and the guy's supposed to answer in the affirmative or in the negative.
Yeah.
And he's just like, is that what you heard? All right, cool. I said it. And the fact that he's like, the dude's not backing down from it. And that's what's the awesome thing. And honestly, it makes the defense look bad. He's calling these names and he's saying it in the video. And the fact that he's got this heavy, smooth, relaxed tone, looking this guy right in his face, sitting forward in a confident posture is not boding well for the defense. This dude should freaking they need another attorney because this guy is terrible. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an answer to this question, but the thing that makes me really mad about when I watch this case is that the whole time Derek Chauvin is writing in his notepad as if he's going to get up there and cross-examine too, like he's not on trial. He doesn't think he's on trial, and he just has this smug look about him as he's just sitting there. I'm doing my paperwork every day, so it's just like there's definitely a line of question there that he wanted to bring up, but the prosecutors are just ahead of him in this situation. The prosecution understood the angle he was going to take, which is to try and show that this mob of people were aggressive. So what does he do? Bring 4 children up to show that this is the majority of the mob, that the most cool, calm, collected, most thorough individuals at that scene wasn't 4 officers trained. It was 4 children who had composure enough to take out their phones and record history in the making. Because based on Derek Chauvin's body camera footage, he only looked down, based on the angle, 4 separate times in 9 minutes and 29 seconds at a struggling George Floyd. And the thing that really irked my nerves is that the 9-year-old, when testifying, when asked to identify Derek Chauvin, could not recognize him in the room until he removed his mask, meaning you are on par with super villain level hate and evil and villainy because you were unrecognizable with your Goonie mask on. It wasn't until you took off your mask that people could just see like, oh, you're evil. A 9-year-old inherently attributes you as the bad guy. So the second and the final thing here for me in my mind that just kind of blew my mind is the 9-year-olds, the teenagers could tell that he was adding weight to the person. He had a thrill about causing pain to George Floyd. And I sit here and think about all the things we coulda, shoulda, woulda done, but the fact that, you know, a bunch of them are kids, it really begs the question of, like, you know, what did you expect in a room full of adults, a bunch of kids to do? What did you really expect a bunch of kids to do? So, I mean, that's our perspective on it. Eric, is there anything you want to leave on it?
Hey, more power to y'all for watching it. I can't stomach that foolishness. That's just, all this stuff is just a dog and pony show in my opinion, and I'll be quite shocked if what I think is going to happen doesn't happen.
No, definitely. I think it's interesting. I'm eager to hear you guys' opinion on this and certain things about it. Like, I want to see the whole trial through, but like the notion in that city is basically, hey, we all saw the same thing, right? Like, we all saw the same thing. So we'll see what comes of this. But for better or worse, you know, this is the Identity Booth. This is our thoughts on it. Write down how you feel about how day 2 of the trial is going out when this comes out after day 4 or whatever. But other than that, where else can they find us, Eric?
Right here on YouTube, man. And then pretty soon we might just be on Twitch, because our Twitch will be showing love over there because they can actually donate. We don't have to have 1,000 subs like YouTube requires. But man, yeah, we're trying to do it for the kids. So please go down, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you leave like 35 comments down in the comment section. We greatly appreciate that. And YouTube rewards us having that many comments, so we greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you go over hit that link tree, and you'll find every single place that we are. And don't forget to click that link for the young kids. Don't forget to donate.
Slow it down and we can catch the vibe. But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibes.